record because I think that even though people aren't necessarily buying proper records in the stores in the old-fashioned way, as an artist you got to have something to hang all of your efforts on. It's sort of like a central calling card. When you play shows, when you do tours, when you want to talk to radio, you do interviews, the record is kind of the point of focus. I'm aware of the fact that people may listen to this, you know, one song at a time, or they may not necessarily ever download it or buy it as a whole work, and it's an interesting conundrum for somebody like me because I've always made concept records. I've always made records that flow from one song to the next, but I still want to make that record because who knows, the paradigm could shift, and 15 years from now we might all go back to these big long concept albums, and I got to make a record that's going to stand the test of all time, not just now time. The big upfront production money isn't there anymore. You got to think 10 steps ahead. It's like when you used to record on a 4-track cassette recorder. You got to really plan, like, where are you going with this thing, and imagine, you know, what you're going to be doing 10 steps down the road, even if you have no idea what that's going to be, even if you don't know who's going to play it, how it's going to sound. A boy walks into a village. He's destitute. He has nothing. He picks up a rock by the side of the road and walks into the first kitchen he can find in the back of an inn. And he says to the chef, "Dear sir, I'm going to present you with the world's greatest recipe for a soup." And the chef says, "What are you doing in my kitchen, kid?" He says, "Behold, the magic rock." He goes, "But in order to demonstrate, I need you to contribute a pot." So the chef gives him the pot, and the kid says, "I'll be right back." He walks over to the next house, knocks on the door, and he says to the lady inside, "Milady, I'm going to present you with the world's greatest recipe for soup. I just need a small contribution from you so that I can present this to you later on in the evening." The lady says, "I don't have anything but these carrots. They're old, they're whatever." He says, "I'll take them." So she puts the carrots in the pot. He goes to the next house. He gives the same spiel. The guy gives him a couple of potatoes. And he goes around the entire village adding all of these ingredients. Finally, he assembles everyone from the village into the town square, and he says, "Behold, ladies and gentlemen, rock soup," which he puts on the fire, and with everyone's contributions, this guy's lamb and that guy's potatoes and this woman's carrots and that guy's celery and all these different herbs and spices from all over the place, he makes the most incredible soup. And it's going to taste great because everybody gave you the best part that they had. It makes you resourceful. It also makes sure that everything you record really counts. The cool part is if I can drag my laptop to somebody's living room to just get them on a particular day, I know I'm recording them in their favorite environment, when they're most natural, and I'm going to get something that's distinctly theirs. Whereas if everybody's under pressure, under the clock, you know, in a big studio like Ocean Way or Cherokee or whatever's around anymore, people are thinking on different terms. I mean, there's a certain urgency when you're all standing there recording at the same time, but on another level, what happens when, you know, people are totally in their own natural environment? I'm interested to see what the results are going to be. And then I'm also interested to see how high-end sounding a record can be when you track it the way that we're tracking it. But we make sure that we have standard control. We make sure that, because everybody who's put things down has really put down their best, that we never suddenly get sloppy or lazy and just start, you know, just throwing whatever crap down because we figure, oh, it's just, you know, it's a lazy day, or we just don't have the resources. We make sure that no matter what it is, we try to maintain the highest, like, standard. And then later on we can decide if we want to just run the whole thing through a fuzz pedal and make it sound like shit again.